Shalom, shalom, to the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakaha Qudash, the one to the apostle nails of the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the brothers that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, have mercy upon you. I'm on the brother page, Holy Bible. No, I'm actually on his second page, his other page, which is Biblical Defenders. And the name of this video is this guy says Israelites always knew who they were and never called Gentiles. You know, for those of you all that have common sense, because you can't teach common sense, right? That within itself is a damn lie. Because you got Israelites over here right now that don't know they're Israelites. Calling themselves African Americans. And I know I ruffle a lot of feathers, man, with this, anytime you talk about Africa, the people of Africa, we take Africa and make it a broad brush that every person that's in Africa with melanin in their skin, that we all kin. Ooh, Lord, that great mystery, y'all. That mystery in the scriptures concerning the Gentiles, man, that within itself was a hidden meaning concerning who we were. Because we always bicker back and forth against one another. It's not the northern kingdom, or the southern kingdom was getting at the northern kingdom and saying they calling them everything but what? One of the northern kingdom or the children of Israel. So this has always been a narrative in the scriptures. And I'm going to go over quite a few precepts, and I'm going to give proof and understanding concerning we as Israelites being called what? Gentiles. And right now today, over here in Babylon, which is America, you got Israelites over here not calling themselves Gentiles. Don't know who they are. So this devil here just being deceitful. He doing what he do. But let's hear it out.
Hebrew Israelites have this idea that Israelites are somehow Gentiles. Gentiles means non-Israelites. They go and try to misread the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, not realizing it's defining three terms. It's defining Gentiles, but then in parentheses it says nations, people, and realize that the definition is for all of those. But because they don't understand that, and they don't want to go look in other Bible dictionaries, because all the other Bible dictionaries, when they're just defining Gentile, prove that it means non-Israelites. So we're going to go into it. We've already addressed all the handful of texts that they try to use that say Gentiles are Israelites. We've shown repeatedly, in fact, that that's not what it means. So we're going to now show that the Bible, both God himself and other Israelites, that's not what it means. So we're going to now show that the Bible, both God himself and other Israelites, still call them Israel, even when they're in idolatry, even when they're scattered. Now you'll say, oh, but doesn't it say in Hosea? They will be not a people. They will be not his people in Isaiah. Yes, that means Israel is not God's people anymore. It does not mean that they're not Israelites. So let's go into the Bible, and we're going to see, while scattered, while exiled to Assyria, while worshiping idols, they're still Israelite. This is 2 Kings 17:23. This is just the narrator, the author of the book, telling us. And it says, until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants the prophet, so was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day. So even though they had been in idolatry, and even though they were carried away to Assyria, they were still Israel. Now here we see Hezekiah writing a letter, and it addresses the Israelites as children of Israel. 2 Chronicles 36. So the post went with the letters from the king and his princes throughout all Israel and Judah, and according to the commandment of the king, saying, Ye children of Israel, turn again unto the Lord. This is after the Assyrian exile, after he scatters them, after the divorce talked about in Hosea. And yet Hezekiah still refers to them as children of Israel.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Recha HaKodash.
I'm a pause, man. I mean, this is a waste of time right here, for real. This is a waste of time, right? Hold on, let me get that up there right quick.
And double honors to the elder apostles and the bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to the other elders and brethren, you fellow believers of the truth, and shalom to the elect. So anyway,
that's what I wanted. So Gentiles can't mean what? Jews. Oh Lord, it's easy work here, boy. Very easy. I think the brother went into this precept. I'm gonna go into it myself. That's gonna lead into. He said we only have a handful of precepts that deals with the Israelites being called Gentiles or calling themselves Gentiles. I mean, that fact is within itself will show that. Well, before I do that, he spoke on the Bible, the Zondervan Bible, right? I don't know if y'all can see Compact Bible Dictionary, right? I'm looking for the, see that? Let's see if we can get it focus again. The Zondervan Bible. I'm going to read out of this here, right? And I'm going to give you a definition of Gentile in the Bible, which is what he spoke on concerning. Right? It says Gentiles. Usually it means what? A non-Israelite people. A non-Israelite people. Now let's go to Gentiles. Now let's go to, because Gentiles refers to both, right? But let's go to heathen. Let's prove something right quick. Let's go to the heathen, which is I think that's page 220. Heathen. People, nations, usually used for a non-Israelite-ish people. See that? And thus has the meaning of what? Of Gentiles. The differentiation between Israelites and Gentiles was more sharply accentuated in the New Testament times than in Old Testament times. Why? Because we was what? We somewhat knew in the Old Testament. We somewhat knew what? That we was what? That we was Israelites. I mean, his argument is really dumb, but I'm gonna deal with it. In the New Testament times, then Old Testament times, the reason for this being chiefly that the Jews had suffered so much from Gentile hands, Gentiles were looked upon with aversion and hatred. This is evident in the New Testament. They give you a few precepts, but I'm not going to deal with. Okay, so now let's go to Hellenists, which is I think that's page 223. Okay, Hellenists, and it says Jews who made Greek their tongue. So what does that mean? Right there, it's telling you that what? That some of them converted. Hellenists, Jews who made Greek their tongue, and with it often adapted Greek ideals and practices. And you can go to Acts, let's just go to it. Acts 6:1. Right quick. Acts 6:1. And in those days when the number of the disciples, meaning the students, was multiplied, there arose a murmuring of the Grecians against the Hebrews. And who were they? Grecian was the Jews against the Hebrews. Now, what that is? Acts, real quick, Acts 9:29. And he spake boldly in the name of the Lord, Yahushua. They say Jesus him, but the true name is Yahushua. And he spoke boldly in the name of the Lord, Yahushua, and disputed against the Grecians. But they went about to what? To slay him. These was all Israelites, man. Because we were called Christians first in what? In Antioch. So hey, man. Excuse me. I think there's another one in Acts 2. Acts 2 and 2:41. Then they that gladly received his word were baptized. In the same day they were added unto them about what? 3,000 souls. 3,000 souls. So that shows you that what? Just like today, some of us believe, some of us don't. But that remnant today is going to be a very small remnant that's going to be what? Saved during this time, because most of us, as Israelites, we're not going to come out of it. So let's just get right into it. Let me put this dictionary down. This devil here he just wanted to blow out some hot air, because he ain't talking about nothing. This so-called white man, red man, wanted to what? Bring that confusion. Because in Babylon, which is America, we know, Babylon means confusion, and that's all this place have is a bunch of confusion. And most of you all don't take the time to read, to even. I can give you precepts, and you still won't look them up. Look them up for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. Look them up, because I'm going to use. He said we only have a handful of precepts. I mean, even if you have one precept to prove that we were called Gentile, one precept, it's not that enough, because the Heavenly Father's word don't change. Whoever ignorantly just called God, it does not change. I think it brother went into precept 2, which is 1 Corinthians 12. I'm going to start at the top 1, but the point is in verse 2. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ignorant of what? Or who you are. Verse 2. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. And right now today, we still what? We in all these man-made religions, and we still serving what? Idols. And that main idol is what? JC. Who are y'all? Everyone equally well. Who are y'all? Well, I hate even saying it, but I got to say it to keep the context and keep people not confused concerning what JC means. JC means Jesus Christ. And you even got IUIC still using the the name and throwing away the image. I mean, what sense does that make? That don't make any sense at all. Most High Christ blessed. Sold out. You talking about sold out group, sold out. But then they're always gonna be part of the topic because they would. They ain't nothing but a bunch of Pharisees and hypocrites that's back doing what? Doing the same thing they did in the past. 1 Corinthians 12:2 again. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. Real quick, let's go to let's back it up a bit. Let's go to Ephesians. I'm getting old, boy. What I want? Ephesians 2. This is Ephesians 2. Let's hit verse 1 first before I go to Ephesians 2. Paul, Apostle Paul, and an apostle of Yahushua Mashiach, by the will of God, read it verbatim, to the saints, who are the saints, the Israelites, Psalm 148 and 14, which are at Ephesus, and to the faithful in Yahushua Mashiach, meaning you're faithful, meaning what? The one that believe, truly believe, and know what? Who they are. Now let's go to 2, start at verse, hold up, y'all, let me see something. Get something to hold my page, y'all. I don't want to lose my page, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'm on first. So let's go to, again, Ephesians 2 and 11. And here it goes. Wherefore remember that ye being Gentiles in past, Gentiles in flesh. I mean, how can you get any more clear than that? In past time, Gentiles in the flesh. How can you get more clear than that? How is that so Gentiles can't mean Jews? Come on, man. This devil just running his mouth. The devil just doing what? He doing his deceitful work with that spell that they once used on the people is no longer working. Let's read this again, verse 11, Ephesians 2 and 11. Wherefore remember that ye were being in past time Gentiles in the flesh, who are what? Are called uncircumcision, meaning what? Your mind, and not knowing who you are. By that which is called the what? The circumcision, Meaning, okay, which is called the circumcision, meaning they what? They followed the law. The laws of Yahushua. They knew who they were. In the flesh made by hands. You know, in Ezekiel, what that is, Ezekiel 37? Is that dry bones? Those are you Israelites. Sleep. Verse 12. That at that time ye were without Yahushua, being aliens. Aliens means what? Means you are not amongst the what? The congregation of your people, and knowing who you are. So you are aliens. Alienated. You're alienated from the what? The truth. First, concerning who you are, and you are alienated from the what? The laws, the true laws of Yahushua, because you following what? You're following the ways of what? Of the heathen. That at that time, verse 12 again of Ephesians 2 and 12, that at that time ye were what? Without Yahushua, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. Meaning what? Separated from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenant of promise. And we knew that the promises are for who? That's in Romans 9, 1 through 4 goes into what? Who the promises are for? The Israelites. Who are the true servants of the Lord? That is Isaiah 40, 41, 43. At the top. The true servants of the Lord. I'm not going to get it. But this is too easy. You know, this devil here wants to deceive the people. Well, guess what? You know, he's only a stumbling block for the what? For the wicked. For them that have little faith in what? In Yahweh Hashem Yahweh, and keeping their faith in what? Their oppressor's God that was given to them during slavery, which is everybody called Jesus Christ. Let's read that again. Ephesians 2 and 11. I'm just going to read it. Wherefore remember that ye being in the past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called circumcision, in the what? The flesh made by hands. That at that time ye were without, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenant of promise, having no hope and without be verbatim God in the world. Like right now, we feel hopeless. Right? We feel hopeless of what? That we as Israelites, you know, most of us have been, you know, beaten down so much by these Gentiles. Because why? We are what? We're still among them. They still won't acknowledge who we are, and they still allowing us to be what? Be oppressed. We're still being oppressed. Let's jump to verse 19, which is Ephesians 2 and 19. And what do it say? It say, now therefore, ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints, and of the what? The household of God. What's that there? 1 Peter 1 and 1? 1 Peter 1 and 1 goes into what? Us being, let's jump to it right quick. I'm going to come back here. Man, endless precepts. I don't know what this devil talking about. 1 Peter, that's 2 Peter right there. 1 Peter 1 and 1. Peter, an apostle of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and what? In Bithynia. Huh? Right there telling you what? That we are scattered abroad and we're being called everything we're being called. And we in these other countries, like we in America, calling ourselves African Americans. Huh? Some of us still use the term Gentile. Shit, James 1 and 1. That's right behind it. Let me see. I mean, I don't have to, man, there are so many places to go and to prove this point. 1 second, let's see something. James so short. Let's just go to James 1 and 1, right? James 1 and 1. I mean, man, I'm just really just scanning. Here we go. James 1 and 1. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings. Acts 2 and 5, the scattered Israelites. There are endless precepts concerning us being who we are as being outside of let's go to verse 19 again. Let's see through him. Yeah, verse 19 again, which is Ephesians 2 and 19. Now therefore ye are no more strangers. If you were called strangers, you were being called what? other nationalities and nationality and hey man, just made up names. That Esau, just like Esau renamed the whole world, man. And the people in the world, call them Chinese and Japanese, and those are not biblical names that was given to the nations of the people. Esau even had made himself God. He think he's God. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens, the saints in of what? The household of thy power. Excuse me, y'all. Oh yeah. Psalms. Let's go real quick. Let's go to Psalms right quick. Let's go to Psalms right quick. Excuse me, y'all. I gotta get a drink of water right quick. Let me find this first. Okay. It's in 106. Real quick, I think it's 106 and 20. 1 second. Psalm 106 and 26. 106 and 26. Yeah. Therefore he lifted. Is it 106 and 26? Let's see. 106, 26. Therefore he lifted up his hand against them who? The Israelites. To overthrow them in the wilderness. To overthrow their seed also among the nations. And to what? To scatter them in the lands. We'll scatter in the lands. We'll still scatter in the lands. Verse 28. They, the Israelites, joined themselves also unto what? Baal, Peor, and ate the sacrifices of the dead. And we're still doing these things, man. We're still doing these things, man. Of course, you in the Old Testament reading that we was still being called Israelites. Yeah, clown. Because why? Because we some of us still knew, as a whole, knew who we still was. That's why Apostle Paul was his sole purpose was to bring back the northern kingdom back to what? To knowing who they are and bring them back in the fold of what? Of being bring them back into the promise that was promised to them by their forefathers. Let me see something. What's that? Deuteronomy? The devil said we only had a handful of precepts that we was using, right? But real quick, let's go to Deuteronomy. I'm gonna go to the Gentile portion of it in a minute, but let's go to Deuteronomy 4 and verse, I think that's 5. Yes. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahweh, my God, commanded me, that ye should do in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them. For, meaning that was talking about the marriage portion during that time. Keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great who has thy power, so not unto them as the Lord Yahweh our God is in all things that we call upon for? Statutes, judgments, and what? We are the true servants of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Verse 8. And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments, so righteous as all the laws which I set before you this day. So really, the scriptures is not meant for anyone but who? But the Israelites. Not for you Gentiles. You okay, verse 9, which is I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna jump back over here and going back into the Gentile portion of sometimes you get off track a little, but it all would what? Coincide with one another because it all refers to what? The Israelites. The scripture was only given to the Israelite, man. Verse 9 of Deuteronomy 4 and 9. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou what? Forget the things which thy eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy what? Thy heart, meaning thy mind, all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. Why? Because those are the forefathers of what? Of the Israelites. Of thy sons' sons that teach you what? Teach you who you are. That Yahweh Hashem Yahweh is the true living God in His Son. Those are the names Yahweh Yahweh. So this is what we have to still go through. Because we busy going off, and we continue to go off. Real quick, Acts. I think that's Acts. Where am I? Yeah. Acts 11. 17. For as much then as God gave, read it verbatim, as God gave thy power, them the like gift as He did unto us, who believed on what? The Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach. What was I that I could what? Withstand God? That's a question. Verse 18. When they heard these things, they heard their peace and glorified thy power, saying, then has thy power also to the what? The Gentiles, the northern kingdom, granted repentance unto life. Apostle Paul came to the scattered Israelites that were called Gentiles in the flesh. Verse 19. Now they were what? Were scattered abroad upon the persecution that arose about what? Stephen or Stephan traveled as far as Phoenicia, in Cyprus, in Antioch, preaching the word to none but unto the Jews only, that were called what? Gentiles. This is not a big old mystery anymore, y'all. This is what? This is we're here to get the truth concerning the scriptures and concerning who we are and who our forefathers are, man. This devil say so Gentiles can't mean Jews. Hey man, these precepts is endless, especially in the New Testament concerning the Gentiles and concerning. Let's get a few more. Let's go to real quick. Let's go to what I want to go to, Romans. Yeah, let's bag it up right back here in the Romans. Actually, Romans 9. I'm not gonna go to the top because the top goes into what? Talking about who the laws are for, and which is 3. For I could wish that my what that myself. That's the Apostle Paul saying that he was accursed by Yahweh Shah for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. But the point where I want to go is Romans 9 and 24, and it reads. Let's see. just start at 24. I won't start at 23. Why not? Just start at verse 23. But the point is 24 on down, which is Romans 9. Wait a minute. I'm in Corinthians. 1 second, y'all. I'm about to read the wrong precept. 9. Is that Romans 9? 9. Hold up, y'all. Yeah, Romans 9. Romans 9 and 24. It goes and it says, even us, whom he has called, not of the Jews, which is who? The northern kingdom of the children of Israel, not of the Jews only, but also of the what? The Gentiles. Why? Because the northern kingdom was what? They was called Gentiles. They was lost. They did not know who they were. Verse 25. As he saith also in Hosea, meaning Hosea, which is Hosea 1 and 10, I will call them my people, which were not my people. And her beloved, which was what? Not my beloved. They are talking about Israelites, man. The northern kingdom of the children of Israel, man. Who Apostle Paul came to preach the gospel to, man. To bring them back into the fold of what? Of knowing who they were. Because the promise is for us and us only, man. Ain't no promise for nobody outside of the children of Israel, man. Real quick, let's go to John. Head banging. I might close it out from here. I mean, there are many other precepts to go into to make points concerning us being what? Being called outside our nationality. And being called what? Gentiles. This is John 7 and 34. Let's see, am I on it? John 7 and 34. Ye shall seek me, and shall not find me. And where I am, thither ye cannot go. This is Yahushua. Verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles? I close the book right here. Verse 35 again. John 7 and 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, which was what the southern kingdom of the children of Israel, you niggas, biggering against what? The northern kingdom, which is the Hispanics and, I'm just saying, just give you the biblical name, which is Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Zebulun, Gad, Reuben, Issachar, Issachar, and Naphtali. That's the northern kingdom of the children of Israel, which was what? Dispersed. Then said, let's go verse 35 again, John 7 and 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go? That we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? Why is that, y'all? Because the Israelites were scattered among what? The foreign nations. Just like this, until this day, we are scattered among what? The foreign nations. That's why I just went 9:24, which is you can go to Ezekiel too though. Let me see something. Yeah, let's back it up a little bit. Ezekiel. Let's see something. Let me look right quick, y'all. Been a while since I went with this Gentile mess here. These people, they keep coming with the same argument over and over and over, but it's hey. Ezekiel 14 and 5. that I may take the house of Israel in their own heart, meaning their mind, because they're going to what? Forget, because they are what? All estranged from me through what? Their idols. There it is. Estranged, meaning what? Not, excuse me, y'all. Estranged, let's, hell, let's just Google the word estranged. I can go into I ain't going, I'm just gonna use Google. I'm trying to hold these pages and do this. Let's see something here. What does estranged mean?
Here's the definition of estranged. Of a person, no longer close or affectionate to someone, alienated.
Huh? What did it say? Let me read it. I had the phone down a little low. It said, of a person no longer close or affectionate to someone, what? Alienated. Alienated. Let's get the word alienated. Alienated meaning.
Here's the definition of alienated. Experiencing or inducing feelings of isolation or estrangement.
Huh? Was not the Israelite isolated? Estranged what? Estrangement from what? From their what? Their land? To this day, the heathens control the land. And then what that is? Jeremiah 17:4 goes into what? Us, our heritage being taken and given to what? The heathens. There's no confusion, devil. You can't confuse someone that knows the scriptures and know who they are. You cannot do that. And we can bag it up a little further. And what that is? Jeremiah. I think that Jeremiah. Yeah. Jeremiah 3 and 8. Listen to this. And I saw when for all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery. Adultery to who? To the Heavenly Father. Spiritual adultery. I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister, Judah, who was that? The southern kingdom, the ones that are bickering back and forth with the northern kingdom of the children of Israel. Just like today, they're still doing it. And they all still attached to these idols, and they're allowing the so-called the Edomites, the wicked elite, they be laughing, man. They have a good old time laughing at you, at the ignorance of you Negroes and you so-called Hispanic people, man. A bill of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also. So we over here in Babylon, which is America, lost and calling ourselves Gentiles. We were what? Alienated from our land as well. Now we all lost. Verse 9. And it came to pass through the lightness of her whoredom that she defiled the land and committed what? Adultery. And again, that's spiritual adultery, serving what? Other gods. And yet verse 10, and yet for all this, her treacherous sister Judah, which is you Negroes, right, has not, what's that, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, should I say, right? But mainly, Judah, which is the head tribe of all the tribes, which is you Negroes. And yet for all this, her treacherous sister Judah has not turned unto me with her whole heart, meaning her mind, But what? But fiendly said the Lord Yahweh. And the Lord Yahweh said unto me, the backsliding Israel, which is the northern kingdom, has justified herself more than the treacherous Judah, which is the southern kingdom. There it is, man. Hold up, verse 12. Go and proclaim these words toward the north, which is what? America. And say, return, thou backsliding Israel, the northern kingdom, saith the Lord Yahweh, and I will cause my anger to fall upon you, for I am merciful, saith the Lord Yahweh, and I will not keep my anger forever. So we, as the children of Israel, we still continue to backslide, most of us, because only 144,000 of men first, then women and children, that's going to be saved during this time over here in Babylon, America. But the whole world is catching hell. Dying by mass numbers. The whole world is catching hell. So the world is being judged, but no one is going to get that judgment like America, Babylon. Israel is going to get the judgment to Jerusalem. It's going to get leveled as well, but it's not going to get leveled in the same degree where it's going in the same degree as America will, because the scriptures is clear concerning there won't be one stone left to be what overturned over here in Babylon. And we read on down, 13. Only acknowledge thine iniquity, that thou hast what transgressed against the Lord Yahweh thy God, and hast scattered the ways up to the strangers under every tree, which is what? Idolatry. And ye have not obeyed my voice, said the Lord Yahweh. Turn, O backsliding children, to the northern and the southern kingdom of Israel. Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord Yahweh, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city. This is when we're going to be what? Taken up. I will take from you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to what? To Zion. Cool. So notice at him. This is not a family affair. Your whole family will not be going anywhere. So this is not a... Hey, man, there are many more precepts I can go into. But I'm going to close this out, man. I think the devil had been roasted enough. So I'm going to say, Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rokah HaKodesh, Shalom.